Hey everybody, welcome to Beyond Food Market podcast number 39. How you been? Long time. I have not had a podcast in such a long time. The reason I haven't had a podcast is because I have a couple phones and they only have limited hard drive space, and I'm always producing content because of Gary Vaynerchuk. That motherfucker has me recording my whole life. So I record so much, and then I feel like I can't post produce. And if you have heard other podcasts, I have self-diagnosed myself with ADHD. I've seen enough TikTok videos. I've seen enough people talking about what they feels like, how they think, how their mind functions, to come to the realization, like, yeah, that's me. I don't look at it as a negativity. I look at it that's just how it is. It is what it is. I'm going to move on. With that said, there's been a lot of stuff. I mean, again, my hard drive's been full. So I've been wanting to produce the videos, and I just can't post produce them. It's just I don't know. I just gotta get better. That's all it is. I have to get better. I've got to develop a system or something. Putting a lot of videos out though, as many as I can. I just put them out there, put them out there, put them out there. Whatever I have, I just start putting it out there. And I think our last podcast we spoke about going to the pitch for. I think it was 2 months ago, dude. My podcast was 2 months ago, dude. Literally, it's been because I don't have a computer. I need a computer. So I've been just using the phones, and then my external hard drive, and then I try to produce it, and then my phone gets plugged up, and then it's I'm scraping, putting 1 or 2 videos out every day, just I'm I have enough room, I'll clear up enough room, and I'll record. I'm like, oh man, I gotta shove it out. And then sometimes I do a dump where I just try to dump tons of content off my phone. Just it breaks my heart. If I had a team, bro, oh my god, shit, we'd have so much fucking content, bro. So much content. But one day I'm gonna have a big ass team, bro, like Gary Vee. Just a big team just that does content. That's it. We're just gonna be rocking content, bro, because that's what it's about, bro. Content. I follow Gary Vaynerchuk, guys. Content. So we did the pitch, and we bombed it, bro. Oof, bombed it big time. And what happened is I just wasn't prepared. I really thought that I could go in there and kind of wing it a little bit, but that was just not the case. You have to be completely prepared. As a matter of fact, now that I'm speaking this way, I wonder if I had recorded a podcast already that I didn't post out, because I feel like I felt like I said this already. Anyway, I digress. Let's proceed. And bombed it. I just wasn't ready. I was ill prepared. I didn't have a way of presenting my information. So the fortunate thing about this interaction is I was able to meet up with a mentor, and she totally gave me a total speech, the pitch, and I just got to tweak it up a little bit, and that's the one I'm going to use. So speaking about that, let's just jump into what happened today. The reason I kind of jumped into this now and made a podcast is because today, David Meltzer, he's another mentor that I follow. I applied for his pitch competition called 2 Minute Drill, and it's a TV show that's viewed on Bloomberg TV and Amazon Prime. And where entrepreneurs pitch their idea in 2 minutes. And I was like, fuck, that'd be kind of cool. So what I'm trying to do now is go through his pitch review, kind of got to equate value. I've got to show how we can bring value to investors. And we're going to go from there. So that's the big reason I did this podcast today, is because I've got invited to pitch our Beyond Food Market idea about bringing food into inner city or into underserved communities of Chicago using our patent pending vending machine. So our vision in a nutshell is to reinvent corner stores with healthy food options for food deserts. Food deserts, an area of the country or area of the city where it's hard to eat nutritious food because store closings, A lot of variables lead to no food being in there. As when I say food, like a major supermarket, there's none in there. There's a lot of corner stores, a lot of mom and pop stores, so and gas stations. And what I want to do is, because there's lots of corner stores in there, I want to reinvent the corner store to be like the mom and pop stores from back in the day, the 20s, 30s, and 40s and 50s, that were all spread out throughout Chicago. And that's what I envision. So that's what I'm going to be pitching on. They actually want to do the pitch Monday. It's in freaking 4 days. And I kind of got the pitch down, but not really. But I have to practice a little bit more. And with that said, let's talk about what else is happening. So I've been really practicing on patience, working on patience. I know, like I see, like here's the thing. I'm on TikTok, and last year my TikTok went out it hit 100,000. And I don't mean to sound like I'm like, ugh, it's only 150,000, but it's 150,000. And I see, and that means we gained 50,000 followers in a year. But when I see other TikTok creators, not that I'm jealous, but it's like they're like popping. I'm just like, God, Jose, you're just not that good. I have to get better. I get the following. I get some people. I got some followers. I do. I'm not taking away from the followers. For the followers, thank you so much. I'm super appreciative. I am. And if you heard the previous couple podcasts, I spoke about Dave Meltzer speaking about it's not about the follower count. It's about bringing value to the people who are following you. But again, I hear so much on TikTok about how it's like, what's happening with TikTok, how it's getting crazy. I'm like, man, I want to have a piece of it too, Who doesn't? And what I've got to remember is I got to practice patience and don't worry about it. I don't know, I guess, I don't know what I was trying to say. I guess I was just trying to say that I want to get better and I want to gain more followers. So, again, I don't want to think about it as followers, but I think maybe I can use that as a metric. Well, maybe not, because I don't know. Some people say the content's good, but if you're not getting a following, if you're not, if you're not constantly gaining followers, I feel like that metric's saying you're not, I don't know. I could be completely mistaken. I could be completely thrown off now that I'm really thinking about this. So I think this has helped clarify something. As Abraham Hicks likes to say, it's give me contrast to know what I want. So what I want is to just bring value to who's there and keep building and building and building. And that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so on this process of building and building, I wanted to start working with brands because our vision for Beyond Food Mart is to work with partner brands. So I listened to a podcast on LinkedIn with Elizabeth Alfano, the Plant-Based Business Hour, and she podcast with some of the makers and like the movers and shakers of the plant-based world. Literally. And she had this company called Melly Bio, and they made the first vegan honey, literally identical to honey, and they created identical to the molecular level with the same benefits. And they did this through a fermentation process. And I was like, oh my God. So I reached out to them, hey man, can I try some of your honey? And the reason I want to do this is because I'm going to be like one of the first ones to put vegan honey, like literally, it's not like the vegan honey where you're like agave or dandelion or other things or sugars and whatnot. It's really the same way the bees make it, but through fermentation. And that, I'm excited to try that. So I reached out to them, I said, hey, could I have some followers. This is the way I leverage, and I can also leverage, I guess this is the way I can leverage to see this, to get this. Also, I just realized I've got another brand I reached out to. I had bought some of their product. They said, hey, you want to resubscribe? I emailed them back. I said, hey, just send me some. I got 150,000 followers. He's like, what do you want? I haven't looked through the stuff, but I will be looking through that. But again, it's like leveraging. I'm trying to figure out how to leverage our follower count. And so I guess that's the one way I can leverage it is to just having that number. So when I reached out to the Melly Bio guys, they're like, yeah, definitely, we'll send it out to you. And I'm like, bet. And I made a couple videos of me getting the vegan honey, and I'm going to be testing it. And I would love for it to go viral. I mean, it's the first fucking vegan honey. know. But I'm not the one that dictates. Again, I've got to create the content. I've got to make the content that people want to share, that people want to see. So I've got to really think about, I mean, I don't want to overthink it. Like, you know, should I be like trying to make a freaking commercial? Like, you know, like I was thinking, like, should I just be like, should vegans eat honey? You know, something like that. Like, I don't know. But I kind of want to do something like that, but it's not really me. I mean, maybe it could be me. Maybe I can be like that person that says that. Again, this is an evolution. You're watching me evolve from a guy sleeping on his mother's couch, trying to start a company, and really trying to become a content creator at age 49. That's what it is. And I've never really been on social media, so I'm not using that as an excuse. I'm still learning, and I'm just like, I just want to get better. You know, you ever get that feeling? I just want to get better. Like anything, like baseball, basketball, football. You know how when you first started, you weren't that good, but then later on, you're like, you got kind of decent. And I know there's a evolution, and I know right now I'm not better. I know it, and it's not frustrating, but it's just the fact that I've got to put more work into it. I've got to get better. And that's just the bottom line. I've got to become better. I've got to become a better content creator. A lot of people, I see a lot of people telling those stories, and they're like, it's all about the story. Like, I've got to be able to tell my story. Just like I am here. Like, when I do my podcast and I tell my story about like how I lost 90 pounds, how I went gluten-free and it changed my whole fucking life, and now I want to help others. Like, that's my story here. I want to help poor people living in poor communities that aren't aware of nutritious food that's like I literally eat food from the food pantry. I eat food from, I've garbage dived. I've got food from food pantry. I've got tons of food from garbage dumpsters, packaged and stuff like that. Nothing like, you know what I mean. But that's one way that I eat healthy. And yeah, the thought left me. So let's continue. And yeah, so that's what I want to do. I want to help people that are poor who feel like they can't eat healthy. And so that's my story. I guess I got to get better at that too. You know, I just got to get better at telling my story. So again, it's more practice. And this podcast 39, we are legit, dude, 4 years in. We just hit the 4-year mark. We're 4 fucking years in on this journey. Now for the Beyond Food Market journey, we're probably about three and a quarter, about 36 to 40 months in. Because for the first year I was working on another idea, another product. And then I went full blown into it a year later. Yeah, so this is 3 years in. We're 3 years in on Beyond Food Market, 4 years total of when I quit my job trying to start something. And this is the journey, guys. I have been posting on TikTok. I've been posting on YouTube since 2017. November 2018. 19, 20, 21. Yeah, November 2018. That's literally when it started. November, because I had went to Operation Hope. So since then, I had the idea of the company. Then I worked on the patent. Then I started doing social media. And I've been on social media for about 2 years now, just trying to keep gaining following. Because I listen to Gary Vaynerchuk, and he always says, before you can do anything, you've got to first get noticed. So when TikTok last year, it was like, I remember like 2 years ago, it was like bananas. It was like crazy, bro. Some of the TikTok creators that got formed in that time period, I still see them now. But it was just weird to see how it just transformed from that time period. And it's just interesting that's how it's just forming. Yeah. So this one happens. I might just forget my train of thought. So let's see, TikTok and moving forward. So let's just move forward. Let's continue. Let's keep going. So what's been happening the past 2 months since my last podcast, we blew the competition, the pitch competition, just bombed it. But from that pitch competition, I met my mentor that helped me out tremendously, gave me kind of like the way to do the pitch, create it, and say it. So I'm gonna be practicing that. I will be doing Dave Meltzer's 2-minute drill this week, next week, in the next few days. Will I be on television? This doesn't guarantee the final spot. Obviously, I want to put the best ones up there. So I've got to be the best one. And I got to go there to win. I've got to have, I don't want to have like that mentality of like trying to, like when I was younger, I would be into sports. So having that like that competitive, like, because it kind of like, when I get into that, when I used to get into it when I was younger, it was always like, because I always let's push a little harder than I should have. I mean, yeah, you win, but it was just the fact that I had to do it do a little extra nudge, a little push, a shove. I mean, maybe not playing 100% super clean, but like win at all cost type shit. Not really like I wasn't hurting people, but my point is that I think now I just want to. I don't want to approach it that way, but I want to have a quiet confidence, if you will, in me, in my alignment, and being grateful, because now it's just about aligning now. It's about universal, because Dave Meltzer's all about the universe and alignment, and he understands law of attraction. He understands all the metaphysical stuff. So he comes from that world, the spiritual world as well. So that's how I'm going to go into this as well. I'm going to be like, hey, this is our opportunity. If it's to be, it's to be. This is my pitch. I want to help poor people in poor neighborhoods using our patent pending vending machine to transform, to reinvent corner stores to carry healthy foods, specifically plant-based, allergy-friendly foods. And I really don't see how there could be a drawback if there's no other supermarkets. You will be selling food. You'll be making money if you're a corner store. You're going to be making money. And it's going to be just boxes that you got to restock. You can operate everything from within the store. So I'm very hopeful on this. Again, I'm into the faith, having be like, yeah, this is the faith. I have to have the faith. I remember Dave Meltzer had tweeted me back. He's like, have faith. And I'm like, all right, have faith. So it's all about just having faith, having patience, even though like I feel like right now, like my view count isn't a lot. And again, I have to get better. But I feel like once I hit something, I feel like a next phase is coming, if you will. If you were to even look at some of my videos from like over a year or 2 years ago, they weren't as good. Or maybe they were. Maybe I changed it the wrong way. I don't know. Where'd I go into that rabbit hole? So what I'm going to be focusing, let's recap now, guys. Blew the pitch competition, got the spiel, get on Dave Meltzer's. I've been putting content on our TikTok, putting content on YouTube. I'm going to start putting all my TikTok lives on YouTube, but I was starting to put them on this channel, but I'm like, it's too much. I'm going to put them on another one. I'm going to make it. And so, yeah, that's and working with brands. Again, guys, if I start working with this vegan honey, like for example, I work with the vegan honey, and moving forward, I want to sell vegan honey at these corner stores. I want to sell vegan honey in the corner stores that use our pending vending machine. I will be like, hey, can we have some of this? And be like, oh, yeah. You worked when we were, first popped, when we first started, and I helped, stuff like that. Maybe like the TikTok video pop. You know what I mean? Like connections. It's about meeting people, making new connections. A lot of mentors talk about meeting people, making new connections. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. I guess early stages, even though my company is Beyond Food Market is just barely a baby, still in infancy, still an idea stage. It's I feel like it's like I'm setting things up. I've got all my social media platforms. I've got our website. I've got a podcast. We've got merch. We've got working with partner brands. So I'm excited what's happening. And so the future is very bright. We'll let you know what happens. I'll be making another podcast. I also have to make a podcast on my physical journey of my personal weight loss, how food has changed. I'm turning 50 years old. December 30th, and I'm actually exercising every night. I've been exercising every night for 90 days. I've been exercising every day. I'm gonna exercise for 90 straight days, and it's been 30 days. 3 phases. First phase, 30 days. Second phase, next 30. Last phase, December. And we're gonna work out till I turn 50. I just want to see. I've worked out for 4 years at the gym, but I always want to see what I can look like. So here we go. We'll see, And I guess that's my podcast today, guys. I guess I just want to jump on here really quick and make a podcast to catch everybody up, because I haven't made one in literally 3 months. And again, it's just because I've been so full of my content, and I only have this. Anyway, let's not go off subject. So thank you so much for watching my podcast today and listening to me. Our next podcast, I'll let you know how the David Meltzer thing goes. And I'm going to make a podcast about my personal journey on my food. So guys, you can give me a follow on every social media platform at Beyond Food Market. You can find me everywhere at Beyond Food Market. Give me an email at beyondfoodmarket@gmail.com. And that does it for my podcast today. Podcast number 39. We'll see you next week. Peace and love.